What if your retirement savings could grow even when markets fall? Most plans only work when the market goes up. But that is not a plan. That is a hope. Look, I love stocks. But if your financial future depends on permanent sunshine, you're exposed. Markets rise, then they drop, and they do it fast. Your goal isn't to predict markets, it is to protect and to grow your assets. At Stellar Assets, we help investors safeguard their downside without giving up their upside. So your plan works regardless of the weather. Watch to the end to see how we help clients stay fully invested, manage risk, and sleep better at night. Book a complimentary consultation today and get a free copy of my investment book to grow your understanding and confidence. My name is John Wright, founder of Stellar Assets. I'm a former chemical engineer with an MBA from Stanford, a former McKinsey consultant who has spent decades working with senior management across many different industries. Their goal, and mine at the time, was to improve their stock prices. But now I'm on your side. I've left that world behind and now I work for you. I'm a registered investment advisor, a fiduciary, which means my job is to put your interests above my own. My focus is on making you money, not corporate America. And I bring that same analytical discipline to managing risk and opportunity for you, my clients and potential clients. My book on Amazon partially describes how I do this. My mission is simple: keep you fully invested, but sidestep the most vulnerable assets through targeted stock selection and judicious use of options. Conventional retirement plans say, park your money in 60-40 and ride out any storms. The problem, 60-40 is dead, or at least should be. Bonds are a permanent drag on your portfolio. And while they once served a purpose as a diversifier, the times have changed. They are now correlated with stocks and won't save you when the market backfires. And the market will backfire. Some say the market is too risky right now and you should just get out completely. They're wrong. You can't time the market. Miss just 10 of the best days over the last 20 years and you've cut your assets in half. And most of those best days happen during bear markets. So sitting in cash when you get nervous, that's also devastating. Yes, markets can be expensive. The Buffett indicator has been well above average for 4 years now. But markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. We need a plan that works in all weather, keeping you invested to capture compounded returns, but also protecting your downside. You need to benefit from moves in both directions. At Stellar Assets, we use two complementary strategies to do this. First, regression modeling. We use data-driven modeling to identify stocks that tend to hold up in tough markets and thrive in strong ones. We analyze hundreds of data points for thousands of stocks across different market environments: risk off, risk on, falling interest rates, tech leadership, etc. The goal is to avoid the most vulnerable names and focus on robust survivors, stocks which can do well regardless of market circumstances. The second strategy, an options overlay, because options can win when stocks move in either direction. For some investors, careful stock selection is enough, but for most investors, we also buy options on individual stocks, call options on the most robust names to amplify gains, put options on vulnerable names to benefit when prices fall, and especially in market crashes. If stocks go up, call options pay out. If stocks go down, put options. Either way, we have the potential for outsized gains. And that's why we always maintain both sides. Never 100% in either direction, and we faithfully rebalance when one side grows too large, always maintaining a minority position which acts like an insurance policy and pays off when the market changes direction. And no one knows when the market will change direction. An options overlay can enhance returns. This much we know, but most people don't understand that options can also lower your risk, at least when they're added in small doses. Individual options are risky, but the risk in a diversified portfolio of options is much lower. And because that risk isn't correlated with the overall stock market, small positions can save you when you most need saving. So what is the right percentage? It all depends on the investor, their risk tolerance, and their riskability. But even very conservative investors can benefit from a 5 or 10% overlay. For most investors, we'd recommend starting with an 80-20 mix, 80% equities, chosen via regression, and 20% options. This allocation aims to stay invested, reduce drawdowns, and capture gains when markets swing in either direction. If you'd like to see how this could work in your own portfolio, please book a free consultation anytime. The link is below this video. Now, one question I get constantly is, how much money do I need for retirement? It's a great question, and an extremely important one given the failure of the traditional 60-40 stock-bond mix most people recommend in their retirement plans. No senior citizen wants to be living on the street, and surveys consistently show it's one of our greatest fears, running out of money. And even if you have a professionally prepared retirement plan, that question may still nag at you, and it should, for two reasons. One, every retirement plan relies on bonds, but we're living longer, and bonds are a huge drag on performance when we'll need it for many decades, potentially. And two, every retirement plan is based on highly uncertain assumptions, most of which you have precious little control over. For example, will I live for 10 years or 40 years in retirement? Will inflation be 2%, which most plans assume, 3%, where we've actually been living, or something much, much greater as politicians continue to spend money that they don't have? What will be my living expenses? Will I run into major medical uncertainty, which tends to come with old age? What about the possibility of required care? And finally, what will my investment returns be like? Do I follow conventional wisdom, stick my head in the ground and invest in bonds? If I'm in stocks, am I investing at the top? Will we continue to see 10% historical stock market gains, or are we in for a Japanese-style lost decade or two? At Stellar Assets, we'd love to put together a retirement plan with you. But first, we must recognize that a robust retirement plan requires something we call contingency. That's the factor engineers apply to uncertain projects. And this is certainly that, uncertain. In other words, you need to drive a much bigger nest egg than you think. And we can help you on that journey. Meet with us. You'll walk away knowing where you stand, what adjustments matter most, and how to supercharge gains while still protecting your downside. We help people meet their financial goals, whatever those goals may be. When you work with us, you'll get 1. A portfolio risk analysis showing where you're most vulnerable today. 2. A financial plan, which acknowledges the uncertainty and need for contingency, and also addresses any other financial goals you may have in addition to retirement. And 3. A plan for closing any gap, ideally driving higher returns while simultaneously protecting your downside. We'll talk through stock options and if those benefits are appropriate in your situation, how equity and options interact in different markets, and what it could mean for your long-term results. Anything we do will be clear, easy to understand, and built around your goals. You'll also receive ongoing one-on-one guidance from a fiduciary who puts your interests first. And when you book your consultation today, you'll also receive a free copy of my investment book to help you generate confidence and understanding in a confusing world. Getting started is simple. Click the button and book your complimentary consultation. Pick a time that works for you. We'll meet on Zoom, review your goals and current portfolio. We'll work your plan together, your retirement plan, risk analysis, and clear path forward. No jargon, no pressure, just a data-driven plan that makes sense in any market. You've worked hard for your money. Don't leave your fortune to chance or to a plan that only works when everything's perfect. Let's protect your downside together, capture your upside, and build a retirement that lasts in any market. Click below to book your complimentary consultation today, and I'll also send you my free investment book as a thank you. Let's build an asset base together, capable of weathering the storms of life. Thank you, and I look forward to our next meeting.